Do you think we should bring back CJ Garndner-Johnson? I see a lot of fans mad at him. Especially after he started waving bye to the crowd early on in the game when we were up big. Thought that was a little premature. Didn't like it when I saw it. But, that's him. He talks. He runs his mouth. This game, he couldn't back it up. I also didn't like the personal foul. I thought it was unnecessary. We did end up scoring, so it didn't matter. But the guy does have proven success in the NFL. I was watching Crunch Time earlier, and one of the guys in there, I think it was Lewis. I'm not sure. I forget his name. But he pointed out that CJ Garndner-Johnson is 20-5 as a starter in this league. 20 wins to 5 losses for games that he started. There's some numbers there to back why we should bring him back. And I don't necessarily think that if we do bring him back that he's going to cost that much money. I think that he'll take a team-friendly deal, maybe another prove-it deal, because he was on a 1-year prove-it deal. He was hurt the majority of the year. And his last game, the last few games, he didn't play at a top level. He didn't play at a level that deserves a top contract at safety. Now, do I think that's a position of need? Definitely not. Ifeatu Melifonwu, he emerged at the end of the season and proved that he's a guy that we could keep around a little bit longer and is a value to this team and really was a key to the defense's success there in the playoffs and at the end of the season. We also have Kirby Joseph and we have a young Brian Branch. But I think our defense was playing its best down the stretch when we had all 4 safeties there. It was allowing, 2 guys to play back while we could allow CJ Garndner-Johnson and Ifeatu Melifonwu to run free at the quarterback, or Branch and Iffy to run free at the quarterback while, we had Kirby and CJGJ drop back. So I think it was, it did allow us more versatility on the defense. And like I said, I think that it wouldn't cost us a lot to bring him back. I think a lot of that matters on if Aaron Glenn comes back as well. I have not seen if anything went well with his interview with the Commanders today. I'm sure they're going to make their decision here later on in the week. But if Aaron Glenn stays, I think that Garndner-Johnson's going to want to stay. I think that they have a relationship. Garndner-Johnson already retweeted when Aaron Glenn was named by the players the best defensive coordinator. He says, no surprise here, something along those lines. And, they got a chemistry there. So I think he'll want to come back. I don't think that we need him to come back. But if the price is right, why not? I didn't like the wave. I didn't like the personal foul. He does run his mouth a lot. But I think he sets a tone there in the locker room as well. I think that, he did bring an edge to the defense when he was gone. You kind of saw that disappear. They didn't really have a vocal guy step up. And, man, we were calling for Glenn's head. But it turned out that it was obviously the secondary in those corners who were the problem. But, the secondary is still vulnerable. The safeties were the strong point. But I think with C.J. Garndner-Johnson there, and if we run that 4-safety package, I think that's when the defense was the strongest. And if we add a true cornerback 1 to that defense, it could be interesting to see how things play out. So if the price is right, why not bring him back? But, if he's going to be asking for a big-time contract when he hasn't earned it, let him walk. At the same time, and if Aaron Glenn goes to Washington, I don't see him coming back anyways.